This is the Arium Linux OS-Aware Debug solution for the Intel Atom processor. We're going to go through board reset, through the kernel boot, and eventually into application level debug. This is SourcePoint. I'm going to go ahead and do a board reset. Here we are in high memory, and I'll load the symbols in for Linux, and here they come. Once these are loaded in, we'll just take a look at those symbols and expand them. There we go. Okay, I'm going to look for start kernel, and there it is right here. Viewing the source code, I'm just going to go ahead and just set a breakpoint at that location. And I'll do a go from reset through the BIOS and grub, and eventually hit this breakpoint going into the kernel. Alright, we've hit our breakpoint, and just go ahead and view the stack, look at the command line parameter passed. Alright, I'm going to open up a trace window, and we can look at code execution trace to the point of start kernel. There's the call right there at the bottom of the trace window. I'll open up a code window. This is a nice feature. It's a way to track the trace through all the source code. Gives you a good context of the source correlated with the trace. As you can see, we also integrate source code into the trace window. Okay, we'll close that, and I'm going to open up an operating system resource window and fire off the kernel. We're running. Kernel's booting, and these are the various tasks that are running on the kernel. I'll just randomly stop. You can see the stack frame is showing us we're in an idle routine. Do a go again. Now I'm going to debug a process. So there's a little chat application we have. I'll load that in. Load in the symbols. Now the kernel's still running through this, but we're stopping the task so we can start, stop, step, and debug an individual task while the kernel is still executing. I'm going to open up the routine at main and just set a breakpoint there. So we call these task breakpoints. And since I'm in task mode debugging now, I'll just execute and run to main. Go down to where there's some threads being spawned here. I'll just run to that point. You can see threads being spawned. We also can debug those individually. This has been a brief overview of Arium's Linux OS-Aware debug solution. For more information, contact arium.com.